I've wanted Chaoying Village, Chenyu Vale, and Yilong War for so long, bro. Did you guys know that in English, Tubby is voiced by the voice of Jimmy Neutron? That fact blows my mind every day. Hi, I've returned. Sorry, my colon was trying to kill me. This is the one time we're not gaslighting you. Wait, you were gaslighting me the other times? Not everyone becomes Jesus for a year when they turn 33. Well, maybe they should. Everyone gets a turn. I just be thinking about gay people doing gay sex to each other, you know? You know? See, here's a pretty lady. And I got as far as this and then quit. Welcome. One's name is Fujin, the local adeptus, and this is the tiny little teapot realm one calls home for now. Huh? We were still in the mountains just now. How did we suddenly end up... One invited you to come as guests, yet failed to sufficiently explain beforehand. Such behavior was careless, and one begs for your forgiveness. Paimon's just not sure this counts as an invitation, that's all. So do you just swoosh all visitors to Chenyu Vale in here like this? Of course not. Many come and go from Chenyu Vale, but it was only in light of your incredible compatibility with the local spirit veins that I chose to invite the two of you, Harley and Paimon. You know us? Yeah, I mean everyone does by now. Also just realized she's kind of got a similar dress to Focalor. You know us? Your names were carried here by the fish that swim. I have long anticipated your visit. It is a pity that it is now not quite convenient, else I would have invited you to a tea-tasting banquet. Speaking of which, I am quite sorry, but I have a request to make of you. Please, speak. Thank you. I presume the two of you have heard of the tea village of Chenyu Vale, Chaoying Village? This land has been famous for its cool, fragrant waters since ancient times. The people are of gentle character, and the pristine pebbles in its streams are exquisite. I hear a but incoming. But. Precisely. The waters and soil of Chenyu Vale have begun to change recently, as has the scent of its tea. Chaoying Village will inevitably decline should this persist. One hopes that you two can resolve the disharmony of the soil and water on one's behalf. The water veins are spread across the mountains, but my power is no longer sufficient, nor is the present a good time for me to move about. Thus, I must rely on your kindness and aid. We aren't exactly experts when it comes to dealing with soil and water. Is there a problem that Harley can just solve by resorting to gratuitous violence? Just as I heard, you are quite direct. But fret not, you are clever by nature. I trust that you shall get to the heart of any problems you might encounter. Still not quite getting it. Though one travels the world, if all is understood, then it would still be boring. Though I'd like to say that, this matter and I... Well, let's just say that I shouldn't mislead you with superficial statements. My apologies. Well then, allow me to share some of the adeptal energy dwelling in the mortal world with you, Harley, to aid you in traversing the landscape and piercing the fog. Oh, right. It's nice to meet you. Eh? I mean welcome to this place. That is to say, welcome to Chenyu Vale. Thanks. What do you mean, welcome? This was clearly a kidnapping. I'm really sorry, but I was quite looking forward to meeting you face to face, and was rather hoping you two would be magnanimous enough to forgive the impropriety. Yes, now that you have been indwelt with my adeptal energy, Harley, things will become much more convenient. Now, please try the wonders of said energy for yourself. Golden Carp's Leap. Ooh! You may glimpse wondrous pearls of water scattered in the wilds of Chenyu Vale that have absorbed errant adeptal energy and now float. Use the adeptal energy granted by Fujin to briefly transform into a golden carp fish and enter them. Once you're inside the pearls of water, you can go anywhere you please, and you can hold the jump button to leave vertically. This way, you can cross over the mountains and forests with ease, just like the golden carp fish in Legends of Yore. By the way, Paimon's not sure if this is an appropriate thing to say, but your aura seems a bit different from that of the other Adepti we've met somehow. My friends have said similar things before. But surely it's only natural that each individual Adeptus has an aura of their own. Your friends, huh? Oh, they must also be formidable Adepti, like Mooncarver or Mountain Shaper. Yes, that's exactly how it is. It's just that those two friends are probably busy taking care of their own affairs right now. That is why one must leave this business of nursing the water and soil to the two of you instead. Still not sure what exactly it is we're meant to do, but we'll go take a look anyway. Okay, so that indicates that she's not actually an Adeptus, and she's something else masquerading as an Adeptus. Because I know Fujin was supposed to be like the Adeptus in charge of Chenyu Vale, but I thought that they'd stopped doing that. But I just realized that made no sense. Sorry, my brain just like... my brain just short-circuited for a minute. Like, I thought that Fujin was no longer around, is what I'm trying to say. Whee! Ah, I forgot something important. If you see a golden... Can you hear me? Oh my god. Paimon doesn't think we'll get far investigating the water and soil here. Let's head to Chenyu Village first, shall we? If we've got time on the road, we can try the power of that Adeptus Fujin. Ah, youngsters, over here, over here. Oh. Finally, you're here. Is something the matter? Oh, are you... Young lady, are you the daughter of the Feiyun Commerce Guild's manager? Strange, all the rumours I heard spoke of a young master. They're talking about Xingzhou. Nope. Oh my, so you aren't the Commerce Guild's young lady? My apologies. I was considering only your wondrously fashionable attire and your flying companion. Your conduct, too, was so unlike ours that I assumed you must have come from Liyue Harbour to discuss matters with us. Lu I am surnamed. What a way to say that. And all in the village call me Grandpa Lu. Apologise I must. Recent years have not been kind. All right, Yoda. I have not even the tea to treat you two as guests. The Adepti will certainly not be satisfied with the tea ceremony this year. Huh? Grandpa Lu, the stuff right by you. Aren't those tea leaves? The quality is far too lacking. How could I possibly serve such things to my guests? Speaking honestly, we are waiting for someone from the Feiyun Commerce Guild, for we must discuss with them the tea leaf problem. They are our biggest customers after all. The crux of the matter is that this batch of tea is simply unsatisfactory, whether it be in terms of taste or quantity. This is an open secret among tea merchants. Old Luo, the village chief, has also decided that no tea may be sold until the quality problem is solved. I have heard tell that the young master of the Commerce Guild is exceptionally smart and skilled. If he has caught wind that this year's tea harvest was lacking in both quality and quantity, I thought he would come in person, or if not, send someone here. So here I wait. Anyway, the problem with the tea leaves, I believe it lies with the soil. A problem with the soil? Indeed, I've lived here my whole life and worked with tea since I was but a wee lad, and I can notice problems that others may miss. As I see it, and may Adeptus Fujin bless us, it must be an imbalance in our soil and water. Adeptus Fujin? Oh, so you've also heard the tale? That's quite rare. Even among locals, few remember. Many years ago, Chaoying village was nothing but a barren hill. Terrifying demons dwelt there, and it was all thanks to Adeptus Fujin that the demons were defeated, and tea trees were planted, allowing our ancestors to come live here. But if it's really a problem with the water and soil, then I don't know what we can do about it. Actually, that's exactly what we've been asked to come investigate. Oh, so does that mean you believe me, young lady? Yes, I believe you. Is that so? Then that makes things easy. Come, I'll bring the tea leaf samples, and let's go have a talk with old Law. Law. Yeah. Something wrong, Grandpa Lu? Young ladies, if this isn't too much trouble, could you pretend you are from the Feiyun Commerce Guild when we are meeting with old Law? Village Chief Law is a good person, but how to put this? He puts more trust in machines, cultivation techniques, fertilizers, and things like that. I mentioned an imbalance in the soil and water before, and we parted on bad terms. But if it was the young lady of the Feiyun Commerce Guild, I guess I'll give it a try. Doesn't seem like a good plan to Paimon. Hey, don't worry. Even if he sees through it, it's nobody's idea but mine. None of the blame shall fall on you. Let's go. Aye. Chenyu's blessings of Sunken Jade. Uncle Law, this batch still isn't any good. They're not fragrant enough when you dry them, and they get so dry and brittle that you can't even put them in the roller. Even the ones that survive the secondary processes come out the other end a complete disaster. Are you sure it isn't a problem with the machine? Are you sure you haven't forgotten how to operate it? What a thing to say. How could we dare to be careless with you looking over our shoulders? How could you indeed? Hey, it's Grandpa Lou. Jin, get back to work. And this respectable-looking young miss is... I am but one who comes to the aid of the oppressed in their moment of need, a disciple of the Guhua. What the heck? And you even could proclaim yourself a member of the Guhua clan. This is the young lady of the Feiyun Commerce Guild. She really likes reading wandering hero novels for fun. And, the landscape of Chenyu Vale is filled with a mysterious mystique. It must have gone to her head. This is my servant. It will suffice to call her Mini Pie. Yes, that's it. Call me Mini Pie. Oh, in that case, welcome, welcome. A guest like you is a rare treat indeed. We've been quite reliant on the assistance of the Commerce Guild for many a year. But as for what's happened this year, I suspect you have already heard about it. What's wrong? You're looking pretty miserable. Did Jin mess up at work again? Poor Jin. You old. Mocking me again. My apologies, dear guests. Normally I would invite guests from afar to sample our new teas, but this year's batch... well, you know. No tea? Are you seriously going to let me, the young lady... The young lady is indeed very concerned about the tea leaves, and is here to see if there's anything that can be done to help. So, Chief Law, there's no need to be so tied up with formalities. Very well then. To tell the truth, this batch of tea leaves is no good either. They can't be dried, and I can't tell if they were bad when they were picked, or if it's a problem with the machine in our workshop. Huh, how's that difficult? Why not just use some of the older leaves you have in stock, and see if the product you get from drying them is any different? If the product is normal, then you'll know it isn't a problem with the machine. Seriously, I've told you before. Forget it. As we have important guests present, then we'll give your method a try. Jin, do we have any fresh tea leaves remaining from older batches? There's some in the warehouses. What's up? What's up? What's up? Oh, good one. We've been talking here for a good long while now, and you weren't listening to a single word, were you? Finally? Someone calls out the fact that people just don't hear conversations happening right next to them. Go fetch some of the older batches and process it along with some of the newer stuff that Grandpa Lou brought using the machine. Don't you dare skip a single step. I'll be watching you. After a bit, Jin brings back 2 batches of freshly dried tea. How about this? I see our 2 guests are quite young. They might prefer snacks to tea tasting. Why not turn these 2 batches into tea cakes? The quality of each will be evident with a single taste. What do you think, Old Law? Agreed, we'll do just that. Jin, listen up. Take these 2 batches of tea leaves and make them into 2 different tea cakes, 1 cake from each batch. Don't you dare get even a single leaf mixed up. Yes, sir, Uncle Law. You want me to mix them all into 1 cake? Oh, I can't even. Okay, maybe Jin does deserve the shit he's getting. Hey, sorry for the long wait. We've got both tea cakes here. Let's try them one at a time, shall we? Well, how's the taste? The first one tasted a bit strange, but the second one was delicious. I agree. The tea cakes made from the tea we had in stock taste fine. Alright, you win. So according to you, the tea processing machinery is fine. In other words, the problem is with the tea itself. This new batch of tea, it's just not as good as before. So the water and soil, but perhaps it's the cauldron that's the problem. It's old and in disrepair, which must have offended the Adeptus, causing the tea to deteriorate. No, it's the soil and the water. It's the elements that nourish the soil. Enough. Let's get that technician in charge of the tea cauldron in here first. It's that fontaine, that one from the Fontaine Research Institute. What was it again? Ugh, name's such a pain to pronounce. Jin, go get her, would you? Jin? Just where did that lazy loafer abscond to this time? That brainless nitwit. I was going to have him go to Yilong Wharf and search for our technician. I'm an honorary senior researcher from the Fontaine Research Institute. Oh, I never imagined the young lady at the Feiyun Commerce Guild to be so skilled. That makes it easy. Please, if you'd lend a hand. It's just an honorary title. Honorary. Ah, is that so? Well, it still speaks to the abilities of the young lady. Even the honours of foreign nations are not beyond reach. So you see, honoured guests, I'm really sorry, but I need to trouble you to go to Yilong Wharf and find our technician, Ms. Oatmoon. It's more likely than not she's found herself a show there that she can't tear her eyes off. How could you possibly dare to ask our guest to do such a thing? Oh, Loa, you misunderstand me. Our honoured guest already had business to attend to at Yilong Wharf, and it would just be passing along a message on their way. It's nothing, really. Is that so? Huh, is that so? It would also seem to be so. I'm truly sorry. Then if you would, honoured guests, Old Lu, I'll leave it to you to accompany them. Yeah, thanks for your hard work. You scared Old Lu so much he was jumping at his own shadow. You mentioned earlier that you're here to investigate the water and soil, right? Best you head over to Yilong Wharf then. It isn't far from the headquarters, and there are ruins left by the Adepti along the way, so if you're looking for clues, there's your best bet. As for passing a message to Oatmoon, please lend a hand, would you? Give Old Lu some peace of mind, so he doesn't worry himself to death. For the young lady, 'tis but a trifling matter. Hey, why are you still acting? The show's over. And Paimon just realised, what's with Mini Pie anyway? Anyway, just leave it to us. You can rest easy, Grandpa Lu. Such great kids you are. Really great kids. Oh right, I noticed that you two really enjoyed the tea cake. Why don't I teach you the recipe? Next time you come by some quality tea leaves, you'll be able to make some for yourselves. In any case, safe travels. Be careful on mountain paths and mind you don't slip. This is the batch from yesterday, and this is the one from the day before. This one goes out, and this one... Whoa, greetings. Can I help you? What are you doing? I'm checking the tea inventory. Uncle Law and Uncle Lu came over a few days ago and asked me to check the tea inventory. Said something about giving high-quality aged tea to the merchants. Good aged tea. That's going to take a long time to find. Maybe Uncle Lo will criticize my choices even after I do. Sounds complicated. It's not that bad, but there's simply too much tea in the warehouse, and they all require different preservation methods. Some can't be exposed to humidity, some must be kept away from bugs, some can't be placed under the light, and some can't come into contact with other tea leaves to prevent their flavours from mingling with others. To guarantee that every type is preserved in the appropriate environment, the warehouse is divided into many areas, and some even overlap one another. Even if I know where to look for something, it takes a lot of effort to retrieve said item. Damn. How are things in the warehouse? Same old. The tea leaves that meet our standards are sent to the warehouse, where they're first categorized by type. Leaves are then divided into top, medium, and bottom quality by type, and each quality is further divided into the tiers A, B, and C. They are then labelled accordingly, and their locations on the shelf and the time at which they were placed in the warehouse are recorded. When the merchants come, we take the leaves out of the warehouse, occasionally picking some to make aged tea bricks. I know the warehouse rules like the back of my hand, and I'm passable at identifying good and bad tea, but Uncle Law always worries when I'm working on my own. When there's a large batch to be warehoused or shipped, he always comes down to watch the process. I wish he'd just trust me for once, you know? I don't know if you're, like, super trustworthy, though. Huh, a golden cup. Seems quite similar to the adeptal energy that Adeptus granted us, don't you think? Okay. Let me out of the water.
Emerge. Incinerate.
Okay. So now I have to figure out this situation. Do I just have to put it, like, right in the middle? Oh. What? What? Okay. Sure. Harley, Paimon, you two are indeed brilliant, as expected. Upon seeing my dissipated adeptal energy, you immediately understood the situation. Of course, we're super duper experienced adventurers, you know. Still, why didn't you say anything sooner? You didn't just forget, did you? Oh, I forgot I had a voice for her. About that, should not the path of the Adepti be full of challenges? 'Tis merely a test of your wisdom. Call me the master test taker. Speaking of which, just what's the problem with the soil and water you mentioned before? Grandpa Lou was also sure that this was behind the deteriorating quality of the tea leaves. Yes, you too have seen Chaoying Village. Should the quality and quantity of tea leaves continue to decline, so will the village, until finally, in the years to come, it degenerates back into what it was millennia before, a desolate mountain forest. I understand what you mean. That's kind of hard to wrap your brain around. Can bad tea really destroy Chaoying Village? If it's its only export, yeah. It is true. The Lord of Geo would not stand idly by as disaster befell. Were the sky to collapse, the Conqueror of Demons and other Adepti would do their utmost to support it. Should the waters under Yilong Wharf breach the dikes and flood, Liyue Harbour would aid the villagers. But without tea, this stretch of mountains would, or Chaoying Village rather, would lose its very reason to exist in human eyes. That makes sense. When you put it like that, Paimon understands. So, are you two willing to help me correct the imbalance in the water and soil? What do you say, Mini Pie? Who the heck is Mini Pie? Never heard the name before. But Paimon wants to help Adeptus Fujin and Chaoying Village. When she thinks about such delicious tea cakes being lost forever just because there's no good tea, it would be a big shame, wouldn't it? Yes, that's excellent. Your willingness is commendable, and one is quite grateful to you both. Now back to business. When it comes to how to resolve the disharmony in the soil and water, one is indeed well aware of what to do. First, you two must go up, against the currents, and seek the jade treasures thrown into the waters. In the end, we must perform the ancient rain jade rite once more, dispelling the miasma that has settled over the mountains and fields and into the rivers, and restoring the water veins and soil. Okay, got it. But just how do we do the ritual? Adeptus Fujin, what's wrong? Oh, nothing. As for the ritual, it's still a bit early for that. Well then, we'll see each other later. And she's gone. According to her, we need to go against the current. That just means upstream, right? Hey, that's the same direction as Yilong Wharf. Let's go. But I want the chest. Interesting. Ooh, pretty music. Though I don't understand it in the least, I still think it's amazing. Just watching her stand there singing, or sing while walking around, or sing while sitting, and then sing while she lifts her hand and slowly lets it fall, all the while ceaselessly singing. I really don't know just what kind of magical powers the old lady has. Babbling, chanting, singing and reciting and crying. I haven't got a clue what she's saying, but it's amazing. Little Mao, can you understand? That's just how opera singing is. And weren't there fight scenes later? There was that old dude who could do 88 flips and tricks. Riveting stuff. Wait, what the fucking face paint? Wait, that looks so cool. Yeah, it's great. It's just a shame that I don't understand a thing. A whole bunch of people fighting and jumping all over the place, all super flashy and such. One-on-one, several all fighting each other, 5 or 6 taking turns. It's just almost addictive. Hello, we're looking for a technician from Fontaine. Chief Law and Grandpa Lou said, what name did they give us again? Haute Montagne. Oh! Haute Montagne. Yep, sounds like Grandpa Lou sent you alright. Just call me Haute Montagne. I'm a researcher from the Fontaine Research Institute. Which one do I say? I am but one who comes to the aid of the oppressed in their moment of need, a disciple of the Guhua. What do you mean you're from the Guhua clan? Alright, so she's Harley, and Paimon's Paimon. It was Grandpa Lou who sent us looking for you. Miss Harley, Miss Paimon, hello! I'm Little Mao, a friend of mountains. Yes, that's what my name means. Haute Montagne can be a bit hard to pronounce, so I asked Little Mao to just call me that. Well, technically mountain is just the montagne part. Really? Quite the interesting pair. How did you two meet? It was quite fortuitous. Last year I went to the mountains in the south for a spell and got lost in the fog. A huge beast the size of a Cal Etienne Louis was glaring at me, and I thought I was done for. But just then, a little kid suddenly shouted at me. I followed the sound through the mist and got out and was saved. Otherwise, I would have been eaten, just like that, and my family in Fontaine wouldn't even have been able to claim compensation on my account. What a thing to be thinking about. Hee hee, I know more about what goes on in the mountains than the grown-ups. Is that so? You're amazing, little Mao. Oh, Montagna, Grandpa Lou and Chief Law are looking for you. Alright, got it. I'll be there in a jiffy. All the shows here are just too good. I ended up watching several, one right after the other. Now my legs are falling asleep. But I just can't understand a word. What sort of stories are they telling? Sis can't speak Chinese. It's about how way back when, a huge carp and a monster from the mountains fought. You kill me, I kill you story. In the end, everyone dies. He's so happy about it. That's a pretty concise summary. But don't talk about killing and dying so much, little Mao. If you think about that kind of stuff too often, you might become the villain when you grow up. I don't think that's true. Since those in Chaoying Village are waiting on me, it's time to go. See you all later. Let's go watch the shows here again when you're about to head back to Fontaine. Okay, bye. I love this kid's, like, face paint. It's so cool. Okay, now that we've solved the puzzle, we can get back to business. Little Mao, how about you? What are you two going to do? Huh? To be honest, we're not quite sure how to explain it. The water and soil in Chenyu Vale are kind of out of whack, and we need to cure them for everything in Chenyu Vale to get better. I get it. Miss Paimon is trying to say that we need to restore nature. Hey, that's right. You're really amazing, little Mao. You got it right away. Restoring nature, you say? Did someone talk to you about that? That's right. A friend who's always taking care of me told me. She wants to restore nature too. If we restore nature, everything will get better, so I want to help too. She also told me about you two. I'm feeling like he's probably talking about Fujin, the Adeptus. Oh, so you've seen her too? Huh? You mean my friend? Of course. Silly Miss Paimon. How could we be friends if I've never seen her? Fair point. That makes things easier. Actually, we want to... Paimon remembers we need to find the Jade treasures in the water, and then do some Rain Jade right. But even though we've come upstream, we still haven't found any clues. So true, Jack. Ah, I know. Come with me. I'll show you where to look. What? Is it really that easy? Little Mao, your friend wants to restore nature, right? Yeah, she's told me a lot, such as stories from before Chaoying Village became Chaoying Village, how the tea trees came to be, and more. She said that things will get worse and worse in Chenyu Vale if the natural order isn't restored. Oh, looks like we're on the same page then. Little Mao, you just said you knew where we could find leads, right? Yeah, I don't know if it'll help, but when you mentioned Jade treasures and Rain Jade and stuff, I just thought of it. Come with me. Yep, let's go. Why do I feel like this kid isn't human? What is this? Whoa, slow down! What? Watch your step, there's moss on the cliff, it's slippery. The rocks here seem a little loose, be careful.
Quake.
Now this is what we call adventuring experience. You're the one who needs to be careful. Paimon can fly after all. Okay. There's a cavern behind this waterfall. Try not to get soaked, you might catch a cold. It's blocked off. Uh-oh. How about you give that Adeptal energy a go, Harley? I triggered the dialogue in the wrong order, I guess. Oh! What the fuck? Yeah, you're amazing, Miss Harley. That's fun. Oh, I can't actually go through the water? Okay, I see. There's more water in here than before. Maybe I'll have to swim in next time. That was so weird, the way he just, like, appeared. I feel like he's not human. Waterfall cave! Woohoo! Let's go. What huge claw marks and paw prints, like some huge wild beast left them behind. Yeah, huge, right? Chest! Fuck you, kid.
Certainly
I want the
worth
chest.
the extra mile.
This is my secret base. Fair enough. You still camp here? You're incredible, but you need to stay safe. It's fine. My friend will protect me. This is it. It's the clue I wanted to show you before, right here. What on Tavat is that? It's so covered in moss that Paimon can't make heads or tails of it. There wasn't any moss the last time I came here. No need to worry, little Mao. It's so humid here that it's no wonder there's moss growing everywhere. There must be a way to clear it away. Clean the mural. The moss came loose. Woohoo! I didn't do anything. Look, Harley, look! It's a scene of ancient people attending a festival and performing a ritual. Pretty different from the festivals we have today, huh? This reminds me of the murals of Salvindignir on Dragonspine. Although the grown-ups in the city and the village all say that the Lord of Geo was the first to arrive in Chenyu Vale, I've heard that the people in the picture actually got here even earlier than he did. People back then used to throw bits of magic jade into the river, and they'd float along until they sank to the bottom. They saw it as a way to guarantee good weather, prevent the river from flooding, and ensure that the soil would be fertile. Based on what we previously discussed, I'm guessing that Chenyu Vale will only be fixed after we found some jade that was thrown into the river in ancient times. That makes sense, doesn't it? Wow, you're so knowledgeable. Was your friend also the one who told you these stories? These legends are fascinating. Yep, and everyone will be really blessed and live happily ever after, and all that. Hehe, but I much prefer hearing her stories about ancient wars and battles. She told me that the warriors back then were all giants who were over 10 feet tall. The warriors of Chenyu Vale were covered in tattoos. Nice, sick. And they had these massive jade axes that could chop a person in half in the blink of an eye. And the Millelith, led by none other than the Lord of Geo himself, were even tougher. They clad themselves in suits of armour that weighed over 1,000 pounds and fought with 100-pound spears. Apparently, everyone was at war back then, so much so that the Bishui River turned crimson red. Later on, the mountains to the south became full of ghosts from that era. Even now, those who wander through the mountains might still be able to catch their singing on the wind. Ugh! Yikes, scary stuff. Cover your ears, Mini Pie. Humph, who's Mini Pie? Oh, Montaigne's right, though. If you constantly think about this stuff, you'll turn into a villain when you're older. Hehe, there's no way grown-ups would tell us these stories. They always say we're too young to hear them, that they'll turn us rotten and stuff like that. I mean, it would probably give you some trauma. But I'm old enough already. Hearing a story is not going to turn me into a monster. Besides, there aren't many adults still around who know these stories anyway. If my friend hadn't told me, I wouldn't even have known the stories about this picture. Okay, fine then. Guess we'll move on. So the grown-ups are right to say that those ancient people threw the jade into the river from somewhere high up. But where exactly? And where did all the jade float off to? Well, it must have sunk to the bottom, right? It's not that simple. If it was thrown in somewhere upriver, and even if it sank to the bottom, it would still be pushed downriver by the current, let alone after so many years. Besides, I've never heard talk of any ancient ritual jade being found upriver. Chenyu Vale is a small place after all. If there had been such rumours, everyone would already know about them. Hee, you know so much. You're future scholar material for sure. Hee, but what if I don't want to be a scholar? They don't earn much more, and it sounds like no fun. Then become a traveller, just like us. What could be more fun than adventuring around the world? Why don't we go somewhere high up to take a look? Seeing as we know the site of the next rain jade, right, what should we do next? High up, the watchtower at Yilong Wharf's pretty high up. Okay, let's head out. Alright, let's go. Look, from up here, you can clearly see how the water moves faster through those narrows, then slows down again as the river widens out. The jade must have stopped there. We should find what we're looking for there. Wow, you're such a real whiz kid. Paimon's been wondering though, what's that massive thing in the distance? That huge thing is the Jade Mouth, a legendary jade ring that an Adeptus threw into the water. Just casually. Oh, but the river curves around there, so the current should actually speed up. But the river gradually gets wider there. Yeah, so the rapid flow around the bend might have resulted in things being deposited along the convex bank where it widens. So there's actually a good chance that the jade is at the bottom of the river somewhere around Jade Mouth. Of course, that's assuming that the course of the river hasn't been artificially altered. What the? This is not a child. Not to mention, there's a fisherman's legend that goes something like, Jade shall rise from Sunken mouth, or something like that. Anyway, let's go over and take a look around first. Compared to little Mao, Paimon feels like she's completely out of her depth. It's because my friend is amazing. She knows everything there is to know about the mountains, and she's taught me loads too. That's how I've learned so much. You are unfit for duty, Mini Pie. As the young lady, I am most disappointed. Harley, has the rarefied mountain air or miasma gone to your head or something? Or does the adeptal energy you used have side effects? You're behaving pretty strangely. Whatever the case, let's go down and get on a bamboo raft. Oh yeah, Jade Mouth, here we come. Look at that bamboo raft. Guess we got a boat we can take now. Someone coming aboard? Wait, is that little Mao? Come, I'll take you. Alright, boatman, take us to the Jade Mouth. Alright, Jade Mouth it is. The other two, you're tourists? Well, if you're here for sightseeing, there's not many locals who'll head that way. You could say that. Mr. Boatman, are there any stories about the Jade Mouth that I haven't heard before? Knowing you and how much you love your stories, kiddo, you must have heard them all by now. Tell me more, tell me more. Best friend is named Bosu? Oh. Alright then, well I've heard it mentioned that the Jade Mouth was left behind by Rex Lapis when he marched through here to save the people of Chenyu Vale. Legend has it that to prevent a naval advance from downstream, the local adepti... You're making it up as you go again, Gramps. There's no way that Liu's navy came up this river. I've heard that the Jade Mouth was formed by a piece of jade left behind by a giant carp. In those days, a baddie god tried to redirect the river to drown the Millilith stationed on both of the banks in Chenyu Vale, but a giant white snake and a giant carp who were her subordinates disobeyed her orders. The giant white snake held up the baddie god, while the giant carp, she threw the jade she wore here. The jades pinned the river down, and ever since we've had no more floods, and everyone can live peaceful lives on both sides of the river. You might understand a lot, kiddo, but you haven't seen much. Take a closer look. There aren't any crops by this river. See, after it was pinned down by the jades, it's true that the river hasn't flooded, but that's also meant it hasn't been able to provide irrigation for crops. So what was once a wide, gently flowing river is today a narrow, rapid flowing something. Such a river leaves no sustenance for the earth on its banks. And of course, that also means no people living peaceful lives on both its sides. Paimon gets it now, but did you just say that the Adepti were resisting the Lord of Geo, little Mao? That's how it was all that time ago. Some people believe that the first lord of all Liyue was Rex Lapis, but in Chenyu Vale, we believe that before he came, there were other gods and Adepti who protected our ancestors. I've heard Grandpa Lu said that the tea ceremony is actually for the carp adeptors who planted our first tea tree. Sorry, this is like skipping automatically. Ooh, but aren't these Adepti meant to be the baddies? They were serving under a baddie god after all. In some stories they're the baddies, while in others they're the goodies. But it was all such a long, long time ago. Even the grown-ups don't remember much, so they always try to bluff me. Talking about that friend of yours again. How can such supernatural beings be held to our simple codes of right and wrong? As far as we're concerned, all the forces that have ever blessed and protected this land deserve our offerings. Ah, there you go again. Alright then, time to get off. We're here. Thanks, Gramps. Oh my god, thank god. As the river breeze blows, you hitch a right. We're here, this is the Jade Mouth. Imagine if I'd been able to read that at all. Such a huge chunk of jade, and even the other pieces on it are massive. Whoever it was that threw it down, Adeptus or not, must have been absolutely titanic. Adepti comes in all shapes and sizes. They could be as tall as the clouds, or small enough to hide amidst pool and leaf. How did the rest of it go again? Anyway, you get the picture. Oh my god, so much skipping dialogue. Holy shit. Okay, now I can read chat. Yeah, that would have been so much more fun if it wasn't constantly skipping and I had to, like, read it super fast. Well, here's the Jade Mouth, but how are we going to find all that jade underwater? Ah, so that's how it is. The spring's cries ripple through the vales, the shrines depart from northeast shores. The heights and shallows in the southwest hide, sun and earth from each other divide, the eternal whirlpool that never churns, the beautiful jade concealed within. What's that little mouse singing about? It sounds pretty complicated. It's one of our local folk songs. I heard an old granny singing it as she was gathering herbs. It means, if you look out from the centre of the river to the banks on either side, you'll see two stone shrines hidden to the northeast and the southwest. These shrines keep the mighty whirlpool in the centre suppressed. Paimon understood the last bit, so the jade is all hidden beneath the whirlpool? Yep, sounds like we're going treasure hunting. Hooray! But the area between the northeast and southwest is so huge. After all, in a broad sense, the northeast and southwest of Jade Mouth can include pretty much the whole world? I don't think that's what that means, Paimon. You're always thinking outside the box, Ms. Paimon. But there's no need to worry. I already have an idea where the shrines will be because, well, my friend told me. Come on, let's roll. Hold up for a second. Does anyone else think a giant maelstrom suddenly appearing here might not be too great? Oh yeah, won't that mean that boats will no longer be able to sail in and out of Yilong Wharf? Oh, don't worry about that. My friend told me that once we've done what we need to beneath, the whirlpool will disappear completely. Otherwise, how would all the old boatmen carry on making a living? Wow, so it's not just a smart whirlpool, but a considerate one to boot. Let's get going then. How about we try using adeptal energy, Harley? Okay. Well, guess that settles it. Huh? Look, is there something glowing in there between the pearls? I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about, Paimon. Oh my god. Who dares disturb the tranquility of this place? Turn over all your possessions to quench the fury of the Adeptus. Aren't you the treasure hoarders? Where's all this Adepti-fearing talk coming from?
Solidify!
God damn.
Skyward! Incinerate!
We've been made. These mugs are regular heat-packing Brunos. Dust out and make a clean sneak. What is happening? The spring's cries ripple through the vales. The shrines depart from northeast shores. The heights and shallows in the southwest hide. Sun and earth from each other divide. The eternal whirlpool that never churns. We have found the two shrines the legend speaks of, and it seems they too are related to our ancestors in the mountains. But the meaning of the folk song mentioned above remains unclear. We don't have a clue what to do here. We're just running around like headless chickens. Everyone got really worked up when they heard our comrades excavating and shipping antiques already made Big Mora. Who knows how much longer we'll have to stick around here. Damn. Sounds like a skill issue. Wow, she really was right about you. You're pretty out of the ordinary. Yeah, I'm pretty fucking fantastic. Come on, have a look. All the pearls have lit up. What fucking pearls? Huh, we haven't seen the whirlpool from the song yet. What should we do next? How about giving that adeptal energy of yours a try, Harley? You know, we might be able to call the whirlpool forth if we try using that adeptal energy. What am I? Oh. Whoa. Music was really cool. Quick, look, the whirlpools appeared just like the song said.
Yeah, skyward!
Why did it turn into a toilet? Don't worry about it. Don't know if you know this, Zach, but it's called a whirlpool. Whoa, and just like the legend says, a golden cup. Huh, it's you again, Adeptus Fujin. Fujin? Whoa. This is cool. Harley and Paimon, we meet again. And who might this be? Huh? You haven't met before? This is little Mao. He's helped us so much along the way. No, we haven't met before. But you must be a good child, little Mao. Hello, and yes, that's me. Miss, are you an Adeptus? You are, aren't you? This is Adeptus Fujin. Thanks for all the help you've given Harley and Paimon, little Mao. It's really the legendary Fujin, in the flesh. I can't believe this. I've heard so many stories about you. And now I know that you're not some kind of big slippery carp, but a lady instead, like a big sister. But big carp? Honestly, what kind of stories have you been listening to, little Mao? One is indeed an Adeptus, and as such, can take forms as one pleases. This particular form seemed like the most approachable one for conversing with humans. From what you've said, you have a very unique scent, little Mao. Have you met someone in the mountains before? Someone with red eyes and a fair complexion, perhaps? Not exactly. Big Sis Fujin, you're not talking about one of your other friends, are you? My friend from the mountains doesn't sparkle like you do, but she's also really cool. She's helped me tons and taught me loads. So it was her after all. So your friend wasn't Adeptus Fujin after all, huh? But Big Sis Fujin's my friend too now, isn't she? Of course, little Mao. I am delighted to have made friends with you. Little Mouse met other Adepti? As for whether Little Mouse friend counts as an Adeptus or not, I'm not quite sure myself. After all, Adeptus is merely a title, and it's hard to say whether Adepti are even people. The word Adeptus is just like any other word, such as hero, villain, or idiot. No one is born an Adeptus, and one shall remain an Adeptus forever. That's true. So you've met that friend Little Mouse that we were talking about, right? Indeed, but it's been a long, long time since last I saw her. So now I suspect that I don't know her half as well as Little Mouse does. I'm not even sure if I still count as her friend. According to what Little Mouse said, his friend wants to restore nature. I would imagine so. Anyway, I must ask you all to please take this piece of votive rain jade. I had originally hoped it might remain here, the same as it ever was, but I never expected it to grow quite so large. I used to love it so. This rain jade that you just mentioned, did it rain down or make it rain or something? Of course not. After the great changes in our geology, the ancestors of the people of Chenyu Vale lost their ability to communicate with the heavens, and lost the guidance of emissaries whose beauty was pure as moonlight. Henceforth they began to take jade, which glowed as gently as the light of the moon, and cast it into the river. As they did this, they would pray for good omens, for fertile land, for clement weather, and for their riverbanks to hold strong. Over time, these rituals grew in power, until one day... Big Sis Fujin, what happened next? One day, the long war to become the gods who would reign over this world began. Afterward, this tradition lost all of its meaning, but though it was forgotten, its name is still passed down over generations. To cut a long story short, this piece of votive rain jade before us was the very last one ever to be thrown. Just as the part above the surface, when commanded by an adeptal art, can be made large enough to stop a flood, its core too has been swollen by uncontrolled adeptal energy. Much of its power has dissipated into the surrounding area through the spirit veins. This power may also have affected the nearby flora and fauna, attracting and even making aberrations of them. You must be careful. What? Great input, Paimon. As far as I can tell, the adeptal energy that has dissipated nearby should be sufficient to reawaken the hibernating votive rain jade. If this is the case, we're one step closer to achieving our goal of nursing the water and soil back to health. How should I say this? Harley and Paimon, thank you both. You're doing an amazing thing by choosing to help me, you know. And little Mao, will you help me too? Will you help out your big sis? Of course, I want to restore nature too. Is that so? Well, that's good. You're very smart, little Mao. You'll understand everything later. Alright, then let us go our separate ways for now. Once you've retrieved the adeptal energy-filled votive rain jade, we'll meet again by a deep pool shrouded in cloud and mist to the south. The south. Got it. Eh? She's gone and disappeared again. Ah well, let's just do what Big Sis Fujin said and restore this voting rain jade's power. Speaking of which, what's it got to do with voting? See, you're not that much brighter than Paimon. Humph. It's votive. Oh, right. It's so complicated. Though, since you mentioned it, what does votive even mean? And why is it called rain jade again? Exactly, what does it mean? Asking the big questions. Let's follow the dev's instructions and search for something. Okay. Whoa, this jar. It suddenly got bigger. Is this the adeptal energy Fujin was talking about? The fuck, bro? Whoa, this is... Look at all these fucking artifacts, bro! Hello? Monsters, watch out! Wow, so threatening. Oh. Wow, another strange phenomenon. Another lump of... Is this also condensed from adeptal energy? Oh, okay. Whoa, Paimon's totally drenched. Ah, it's gone. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, hello. Whee. Oh, okay. Pizza. I love pizza. Careful, you two. Don't catch a cold. Catching a cold isn't the problem here. Whee. I'm waiting for it to cool down. Oh, Beast Lord of Fuyu, a boar created by Adeptal Power. Hey Bestie, have you tried not getting absolutely fucking destroyed by Yanfei? Solo? Oh, never mind, Yanfei's the one getting destroyed. Paimon never knew Adeptal energy could turn into a forest boar. Can turn into anything. So this is what Big Sis Fujin meant by aberrations? Whoa, so sudden. What do you mean, Paimon? Careful, there's hilly trolls here too. There are sealies here too. Paimon, it can literally turn MC into golden flying fish. What do you mean? Yeah, that's true. Oh, okay.
Emerge, right?
Ow!
Dear me, right here.
Enemy reinforcements? Oh, bro. Oh!
Solidify.
That, we're gonna pretend that didn't happen. Hey, Harley, don't explode. Can't promise anything. True. That is a lot of sillies. This Paimon, do you guys often play with Sealies? Yeah, play together, yeah. Wow, look at all this. The Sealies really like you guys. Sure, that's it.
Present them for one's perusal.
Ooh. Oh, okay. I can like raise them up. You raise me up. Right, can Yanfei hit this? What? Up you come. Yay. Let's go. Ew, that's finally over. It wasn't that bad, Paimon. Paimon wonders if this is enough Adeptal energy. I don't know what the rest of that said. Votive Rain Jade looks totally different now. It looks kind of awesome, really. Miss Paimon can't find the right words again. Huh, seems like the Jade's starting to move. That's right, but according to the story, the riverbed should have lots of other Votive Rain Jades. Why does Big Sis Fujin only want this one? Look, it's shining, almost as if it's resonating with the Adeptal energy on you, Harley. Why don't we try using that power, eh? Don't know what the fuck I did, but I did something. That should do it. Wow, awesome. It suddenly became small. That's what she said. Yeah, Paimon didn't think it would just change size like that. I'm mature. Guess that's a millennia-old treasure for you. It's just like you said, little Mal. They could be as tall as the clouds, or small enough to hide amidst pool and leaf. Yeah, well, looks like the votive rain jade's in our hands now. You're so reliable, Harley. Hey, Paimon worked hard too. Miss Paimon's amazing. So you're going to take us to that deep pool shrouded in cloud and mist to the south now, right? Clouds and mist. I think Chenyu Vale really does have places like that. But where? Tell us, little guide, and Paimon will take you there. Do you remember the place Mountain mentioned? The spot where we met? That place is super foggy, and I know of a secret cavern that leads there. Even the other locals don't know about it. It was my friend who showed me the way, and since you're my friend too, Paimon, I'll tell you all about it. Your friend in the mountains, are they connected to Adeptus Fujin? She's told me lots of stories, and quite a few of them were about Big Sis Fujin. Well, any friend of yours is a friend of ours too. In fact, Paimon hopes we'll meet her on the way. Shall we go? Paimon's gonna take you all to the place you mentioned, little Mao. Give me a moment. Let's see if there are any treasure chests that we haven't found yet. Seriously? There's no helping you, huh? Hang on a moment. All right, little Mao. Okay, the cabin's pretty dark, so you've got to be careful. Then let's be off, fellow spelunkers. Spelunkers always sound so dirty. I know it's not, but it sounds so dirty. Huh? Why did little Mao disappear while we weren't looking? Did he run up ahead of us? There's lots of monsters around here. Let's go up ahead and take a look. Huh? Why did little Mao disappear while we weren't looking? Did he run up ahead of us? There's lots of monsters around here. Let's go up ahead and look. Harley, Paimon. Eek! Mao, look out behind you. Casual Swanee. Whoa, that's a huge monster. Huh? Oh, no, she's my friend. Didn't I tell you before that I had a lot of friends? I just happened to meet her, so I got a hold of her to introduce to you. Well, hello? I'm Harley, and this is Mini Pie. What kind of name is that? Paimon's Paimon. She's afraid of strangers. I usually call her Bluey because I don't really know her name. Oh, don't you worry about that. Harley and Paimon are great people. They've been accompanying me on my adventures. They're real experts in mountains and forests too. I know. I've seen. Answer me this one thing. Where did you gain the power to suppress nature? Suppress nature? What do you mean? Plants pursue the sunlight and fertile soil, creating fruit fit for the birds and beasts to consume. The digested seeds are scattered, and those which consume seed and fruit become bait for predators. Thus does everything return to the land. The snake hidden in the branches, the fish in the mountains, and the beasts of the forests. Traveling in the realm of nature is wonderful, so why have you come? Oh, come on, Bluey, you don't have to be so fierce. You raised 2 questions. My adeptal energy comes from Adeptus Fujin. And we need her help, and we need to help her rejuvenate the water and soil of Chenyu Vale. Exactly. Something's off about Chenyu Vale's natural conditions, so Adeptus Fujin's enlisted our help. If we don't, well, the tea leaves in Chaoying village are going to turn out worse and worse, and the village itself might decline. That's why she wanted us to perform the Rain Jade Rite, which will restore the area. Rain Jade Rite. I see. You have answered 2 of my questions. You may ask me 2 also. Huh? Why do we have to do that? It's a contract. Give and take. It is only natural. You have 1 more question. Wait, that one counted? Ugh, whatever. You ask, Harley. Do you know Adeptus Fujin? Yes, I do know Fujin. Basically, Adeptus Fujin has asked us to help nurse the soil and water in Chenyu Vale, so that the tea leaves in Chaoying village will recover their original flavour. The new tea leaves taste better. More like before. Is it Bluey's fault? More like, whoa! And just like that, she's gone. Oh, Bluey's a girl. Don't worry about it, Paimon. She's like that. Sometimes when I'm not looking, she'll just vanish into the shadow of the trees. Then at others, the sun might dazzle me, or the birds might call overhead. And there she is. In any case, guess we're all friends now. Nice. Yeah, your friend's pretty strange, little Mao. Is she? Well, for all you know, you're the one who might seem strange to others. I mean, not only can you use adeptal energy to make the moss disappear, but you can make the golden stone things appear and vanish, and even turn into a carp and fly around, like in the stories. You've got a point. That said, Paimon couldn't have imagined that the friend you always spoke about was... Well, monster seems a bit rude, and thing might be pretty offensive. That's right, your friend's so blue. No wonder you call her Bluey. Hehe, that's why I've never told anyone. If the adults knew that we were friends, they might lock me up. Wait, really? You go to actual prison? No, not like that. They just wouldn't let me go out, make me wash my face, and force me to read my books. Oh, okay, so he just painted himself like that. I wouldn't get to play in the mountains anymore. Hehe, and that's why I've never told anyone. But you're my friends, so it's fine. Anyway, come with me. There's an awesome place I'd love to show you. Look at this! This was what I wanted to show you by going this way. Oh, didn't think there'd be one here. You're amazing, little Mal. Huh, looks like there's green moss all over this place too. Come on, Harley, it's time to use that again. You're awesome, Harley. You pushed the moss back just like that, like you did with that smoky cloud. Still, that wasn't there yesterday. Is this what they call nature? Don't worry about it. Moss or hilly trails, just leave them all to Harley. Little Mel, what's this picture about? Hehe. Originally, I didn't know either, but I figured it out today after hearing Big Sis Fujin's story. This must be the stuff that happened before the mural on Mount Lingmang was made. See this? Long, long ago, people were able to talk to the gods and adepti in the skies by talking to that big piece of jade in the middle. The emissary of the gods would lead them and protect them. See, that's gotta be this shiny golden person standing in the middle. I bet that was a super amazing person. But later, just like Big Sis Fujin said, something changed, and the people of Chenyu Vale lost their guiding emissary, and they couldn't talk to the heavens any longer. That's how the Rain Jade Rite came about. I wonder if Fujin is the emissary. Huh, your story does make sense. I really love this lighting. It looks really cool. Like, look, it looks so pretty. Hehe, thanks. What do you think, Harley? You're a pretty bright spark, little Mal. Hehe. Come to think of it, our ancestors were pretty amazing themselves, huh? The jades they left to us still have the power to restore nature. For something this old to still be so strong, the past must have been a sweller time than the present, huh? That's not true. The world marches onward, leaving the accumulated detritus of the past in its wake. Huh, that's a really cool thought. I never thought about it that way. Hehe, Paimon thinks that you're the amazing one, little Mal. We've seen lots of ancient objects, puzzles, mysterious powers, and monsters in our time, but Paimon's never considered this stuff before. Hehe, oh, you know what? Not thinking about this stuff at all is pretty awesome too, really. I bet you'll be just like my big sister when you grow up, just having fun, adventuring everywhere. Oh, you have a big sister then? Well, we're not blood related, but she worked here in Chenyu Vale for a while. She'd go up mountains and run around the rivers, and I'd follow her. We discovered this little cave together. She said that this cave is my Rubicon. Not that I know what that means. Oh, I've heard that word before, but I don't remember what it means. However, she hasn't written to me in a long time. If I were to guess, she's off adventuring in some faraway place. Maybe in the ancient city of Wise? Or something like that. Yeah, that sounds about right. This big sis of yours sure seems like an interesting person. I know, right? Still, Big Sis Fujin needs our help, so let's continue on. Oh, there you all were. Ah, I was so worried. Wow, a golden cup! Paimon. One was quite concerned that the swirling miasmas and fierce beasts that roam might have caused you ill, but one sees that it is not so, and that is good. Thanks to the adeptal energy you possess, Harley, one has been connected to the golden carp here, thus gaining the means to speak with you directly. Harley, Paimon, little Mao, please come with me. Follow the golden carp. I was wondering about this area. I'm glad we're going there. Oh. Oh! Whoa, you're super amazing, Fujin. Of course, before one, such trivial matters of nothing, I think that was the word. I was fully about to, like, get Farina out. Oh! Alright,
Invisible evidence.
well. It is just up ahead. Yeah, I've explored here earlier. and kind of wondered what else I had to do here. I just had to do the quest. Much time has passed since I last emerged here. This was once a lively place, filled with the aroma of incense. Then the three of us could travel freely across the mountains and rivers. Yes, those days were like flowing water neath the moon, dark yet sparkling oh so brightly. But enough reminiscing. Thanks to you all, I am now able to return here and host the Jade Rite. Eh? So you're that person in the mural? Oh, I get it now. That person standing on the mountain, hugging that egg? That was you, wasn't it? An egg? Come now, little Mao, that was precious jade. Casting Rain Jade is a ritual of great power. The votive Rain Jade can calm rivers, improve the weather, but it can also be a thing of death and slaughter. Only the thinnest line separates curses and the adeptal energies that have aided you up until now. That is why I must make sure that the rite does not fall into the hands of those who would do ill. That's why... yes, that is correct. One was indeed the figure who hugged that egg in that mural. Huh, Big Sis Fujin, doesn't this make you pretty, ancient? Yes, it does. Still, I do like the name Big Sis. It does quite make me feel young. Well, being called Adeptus is pretty alright too. Well, certainly. Though even if others title me as such, I am aware that I am hardly the equal of true Adepti like Mountain Shaper and the rest. I am in truth the weakest of my band of friends. I cannot make medicines to save others, nor can I bound across the mountains and plains. Even so, I could not simply lay the title down. It would have done the people of Chenyu Vale a disservice, I fear. So they thought she was an Adeptus all this time, but she was like a lesser form of Illuminated Beast, I guess. Still, you may call me whatever you wish. After all, we have become friends, or so I would say. In any case, my days of being called an Adeptus are now consigned to history, just like this place has been. Once the Jade Rite was a day of great celebration, where we would commemorate the Year of Abundance, using laughter, firecracker battles, and beast dances to frighten the ill omens away. This must appear like naught but forgotten ruins to the modern mind. Well, not completely forgotten. That's right, people in Chaoying Village told us that it was the mighty Adeptus Fujin who defeated the demons and planted the first tea tree. Back on the bamboo raft, Grandpa Lu also mentioned that the offerings of tea were to a certain carp Adeptus. And wasn't there that opera sung at Yilong Wharf about the carp going around killing stuff? You were so awesome in all those stories, Big Sis Fujin. Also, people still do the Wushu dance, you know? You said it yourself. The definition of an Adeptus is... Also, putting definitions aside, you're a friend, Fujin. You shouldn't be constantly fretting about the right and stuff. You should live happily, like we're companions on an adventure. That's right, we're on an adventure together. Right. Yes, you're right. Thank you. That was well said. Indeed, I was the one who asked you all for help. It wouldn't do at all if I just continued wallowing in the past, now would it? In any case, I'll need your help to prepare for the rite itself. In any case, that was two in any cases, have you encountered any sacred simulacra in your adventures? Those were ritual spirits often used by people in ancient times to protect their homes. There should be some nearby. Harley, Paimon, Little Mao, please help me put the simulacra in their proper places. That way we can restore the spirit veins using the Jade Rite. I've already done it. Leave it to us. I will. I have faith in you. The sacred simulacra are all ready. Thank you both. The votive Jade has been returned to its priests, and the statues have come back to their rightful places. The Jade Rite is now ready to be performed. But will Chenyu Vale really recover once you cast the Jade in? That's right. Things will get better for us, little Mao. Nature, Jade, humans, all is divinely dictated. The changes in the land and water in Chenyu Vale, the malicious fog in the spirit veins, they are all essentially a sign of the earth moving against the flow of time. Yeah, so that miasma-like thing is a manifestation of environmental disorder? Yeah, I guess it's like a ley line disorder. That's right. You can think of it like Chenyu Vale's attempt to, how to put it, return to nature? and what we intend to do here is to treat the land and soil and rid it of this sickness. Return to nature? After all, before humans left their caves and mountains to dominate the world and regulate nature, and before Chenyu Vale or Bishui River got those names, the land, mountains, and rivers had their own order. Even I sometimes miss the cool mountain streams and the great rivers that would ebb and flow with the seasons. I mean, I was once a mere fish that swam. But if we let nature seize control of its order once more, the people of Chenyu Vale will suffer and languish. I hope you can understand. Oh, she's wearing one of the echoes of an offering thing. Yeah, in that case. Oh, I bet Bluey is going to fight us because she wants things to return. Yep. Huh? Did it work? That thing in the fog just now. It seems I am too feeble in my current state. We got the vote of rain Jade and we placed the simulacra, but it still wasn't enough. It's like weird there's no music. I'm very sorry. It is not your fault. I need more power to overcome this trial. Just as the adeptal energy in the vote of rain Jade has dissipated into the spirit veins, so has my power also left me across the long years. Huh? Will you grow really big just like the Jade? Probably not. Just think about it though. Super Adeptus Fujin, now 3 times the size. Well, is there any way we can restore your power? The Golden Cup. Ah, Harley, you are wise indeed. Before you found a few Golden Cup, I could not even muster the strength to appear. Initially, I thought that we just needed to gather all the ritual implements, and that would make up for the deficiency in my power. I was not entirely open with you before, but neither the present nor past me was anywhere near a match for the Adepti of the South. I feared you would consider me weak and unworthy of your help. Gee, is that it? Paimon thought you'd have something more important to say. Damn. Eh? There's no way we'd abandon or not make friends with you just because of that. That you are my friend has nothing to do with your status as an Adeptus. My friend told me lots of stories about you. In my mind, even though we've just met, we're already friends. And I also want you to be happy, big sis. All right. Thank you, all of you. Well, that's more like it. So where should we start looking for these Golden Cup? I believe that you will have to go to Jade Valley. There will be a cavern there with a Golden Cup hidden within. Please, everyone, do enter. Hey, it's Fujin. Wait, is this your, what's that called again? Your abode? Well, I suppose you could consider a place that the Herb Lord and I made. Either way, I hope the sacred simulacra here will cause you no trouble. New place. The jar seems to be directly facing that door. Nope. Wait. Fuck. Fucked it. How am I so bad at collecting those? Little Mal, can you see the golden carpfish? Does the one drawn on the stone slate count? The branch she planted keeps growing. It seems the water and soil in the cave are quite nutritious. Maybe in a few years, once it grows a little bigger, the medicine jar will be too small for this young tree. She connected the door opening mechanism with the jar the branch is planted in, breathing life-giving adeptal energy into said mechanism. Seems that the jar containing the mechanism was damaged a long time ago. I wonder if the door can still open and close. Oh wait, check? Oh. Whoa. Huh? The fuck? Wait, I want to see where this leads out. Oh! Bruh. I've been able to come through this entire time. I swear to God. Oh, fucking hell! Holy shit, that scared the fucking shit out of me. Oh my God. That was the jump scare of all jump scares. What the fuck, bro? That thing was quietly following me.
Remarkable condition.
Ah, fuck. Holy shit, bro. My life flashed before my eyes. We're here, Big Sis Fujin. Have you been waiting for us here all this time? No, no. After leaving Carp's Rest, I can only appear in places in which my power remains, and only by the grace of your adeptal energy, Harley. Wait a minute, didn't the gap in the middle of that mural originally have something that went with the Golden Carp mural in it? I'm not sure. In truth, this is my first time seeing this mural as well. Huh? This lighting is so interesting. I'm sure you've all heard of the battles that took place in the past. Conria? Sorry, I am merely a minor adeptus of Chenyu Vale. I fear I know little about any wars concerning this Conria. I presumed it was the Archon War, but I just wanted to see what she would say about Conria. The Archon War? Yes, this cave was one of the shelters we built for the inhabitants of Chenyu Vale, such that the innocents caught in the crossfire when the floods overturned the heavens and the earth split open could have a place of safety. I didn't expect that they'd draw a mural here, though. I believe the ones depicted to be me, I mean the big slippery carp Little Mal mentioned, and a friend. Huh, if that's the case, why did the most important part get taken somewhere else? That's true. Why is that? Perhaps dissatisfaction. The three of us were once great friends, with two of us becoming worshipped as adepti, and one of us was always the mountain's master. Later, Herblord and I defected together, and she most likely died too. Or perhaps... So is Herblord Chung Shung, maybe? Or just an ordinary person? I feel like it's probably Chung Shung. Or perhaps the one amongst us who fought to the last never submitted, and I only heard news of us afterward. Perhaps to her we were all traitors, with the depictions of myself and Herblord becoming an object for her to vent her fury against. Yeah, so she's talking about Bluey. Huh? Is that really the case? The painting outside looks like... Who knows? In any case, that's all in the past. So please, lend me your strength in nursing Chenyu Vale back to health. I can feel that there's another golden carp lingering where I used to... near Mount Shenlian, I believe. Oh, so there's another? If we get that one, I should have enough strength to perform the ritual. Speaking of that, I must apologize for being unable to control the golden carp even with you nearby. I know they might have given you some trouble, swimming through the air like that. I love how I must have already done all of that while I was pissing about exploring. It's fine, I just think of them like Sealies. But really, where's the golden carp that should be here? Well, inside the painting. Just use your adeptal energy to awaken it, Harley. Oh. According to what Fujin said, we should use adeptal energy on the drawing of the carp. You needn't worry about the whereabouts of the golden carpfish. I will bring it to where I need it to be. Well then, my three friends, let us meet again at Mount Shunliang. Wait, that's Mount Shunliang right up ahead. Whoa. Nice, let's see what clues we can find. Oh, so they made me... What was the point in making me come here just to then make me go over here? Like, what? I know it's supposed to, you're supposed to sort of explore as you go, but, but yeah, I think I did ruin this quest slightly by doing a lot of the exploration ahead of time, just accidentally. Huh, there's a pavilion here on this mountain. It's rather adepti style. Huh, Paimon wonders where we'll find that golden carp. This place is kind of huge. Maybe we can do what we did last time? You know, Harley, the bit where you used adeptal energy on the mural and the carp turned out to be hiding inside? Look, Harley, there's 4 stone carp statues here. Do you think there might be 4 giant carps hiding inside? Huh, that does make sense. You're pretty smart, little Mal. Harley, is the adeptal energy reacting in any way? Not at all. But there seems to be something missing inside. Huh, that might be where the critical clue lies. Ah, Harley, over here! It looks like there's an orb inside some of these carp statues. Didn't we find some statues of carps and large pearl on our way down the mountain? Maybe those are actually used for something. A real pearl of wisdom. Well, let's give it a go then. Wow, the prostrate's position changed after we got the hairpin with our adeptal energy. My mom wonders if we can adjust the rest of the prostrate this way. I guess we'll have to find out. Okay. And we put that through there. And then through these. Nice. Oh, cool. Precious chest. Let's go.
Perhaps one should invent some form of...
These move the waterfall above me away, so I may be returned to my floating stone platform. Oh, okay, I see. Where do I put it then? Oh, I put it up there. Okay. Oh, yeah, I see. Now it's happy. Good, good. Now balance has been restored to both sides of the stone platform. Cool. Woohoo! The statue spirit orb should have been activated now, right? Come on, let's try collecting it with our adeptal energy. Since we have all 3 orbs, let's put them in the carp at the pavilion and see what happens. Nice. My apologies for the poor hospitality. It has been a long time since I last enjoyed tea with others. Hopefully my brewing skills have not deteriorated too much over time. I mean, I have some experience in appreciating tea. It was also thanks to this that I was able to tell that this year's tea offering smelled off. That was how I discovered the trouble with the soil and water quality. Huh, didn't think the offering rites would be so useful. I suppose now I can tell those who fail to appreciate the value of tea about its value with confidence. Come, Harley, have some tea. Is this your teapot, Fujin? Not sure why, but it reminds me of Madame Ping's. Yeah, there was that time in Liyue Harbor when we fixed Madame Ping's teapot for her. If you think about it, we seem to have quite a connection with tea. Madame Ping? Ah, I think I know of whom you speak. We were acquainted back in the day, along with her friends. As Little Mouse said, I was once just a giant carp, unable to leave fresh water for too long, nor live in salty waters. As such, they sent me one of these teapots. Interesting. Wait, I'm seeing a parallel because Cloud Retainer's disciple was also a crane, but like a lesser crane. And Madame Ping is a carp adeptus. And then like Fujin is like a lesser carp. Which is kind of cool that they have like these 2 stories running in parallel this version. That was how my friends would have been able to take me, inside my teapot, of course, to Whaley Plains and Liyue Harbor, to meet those lovely people they spoke of. Unfortunately, such a time never came. Harley, Paimon, you've been to Liyue Harbor. Could you tell me more about the city? I'd like to hear about it too. I've never been. Well, Paimon would like to start from Wonmin Restaurant. How about I handle the explanations this time? Sure, but don't you dare skip over any of the eating bits. It is a port city built nestled against the mountains. You begin, only for Fujin to interrupt you. She notes that she'd like to hear your Liyue story. You understand, and begin again. When we arrived in Liyue Harbor, Paimon and I were just in time for the rite of descension. The child and adeptus before you listen to your words, and Paimon's incessant interjections, leaning forward as you speak, exclaiming in shock and relaxing as the tension in the tale rises and falls. They also add their own commentary and questions about Liyue, such as the food and flavours available at restaurants, the toys the old lady sells, the gems and jewelry of Feiyun Slope and such. As you watch Fujin, little Mao and Paimon be so moved by the tale. Along this journey, we met many friends. And experienced so many things. It was all worth it. Wow, a sea monster, huh? Amazing. I think it's really interesting, like, it seems like, subtly at this point in the story, between, like, our reflection on our sibling and stuff in Shenyun's story quest, and, like, now, we're sort of gotten to a point of, like, being halfway through the journey where we're, like, reflecting on our experiences and sacrifices and realizing that, like, it was a valuable journey. I think it's an interesting point in the story to... Liyue Harbor is not what I imagined. Do you find it disappointing? Well, no, just different. Being different doesn't make it bad. I like the Liyue Harbor you described. It's good to hear that after all this time, our dear Herblord was able to find a home there. I think that's simply wonderful. It is Changsheng. What about you, little Mao? Could you tell me about you and your friend? I'm curious to know what she's like. Sure. I mean, Paimon and Harley have met her already, so it wouldn't be fair if I didn't tell you. So this is how we met. At that time, I was still a little kid who didn't know anything about the mountains. It was nighttime, and some wild beasts were following me through the forest. It was super scary. Finally, I was chased to a clearing and surrounded by those beasties. For a moment, I was convinced I was going to get eaten, but suddenly they all backed off into the woods, and then they were gone. When I looked back, there she was, looking at me. She was like Jade, but there was a dignity to her. I knew it then that she was the master of the mountain that my grandparents had told me about. I wasn't scared. I just told her, I finally found you. I've been looking for you for so long. I don't know why, but she lowered her head in thought before walking off. She made no noise as she did so. I listened as hard as I could, but there were no sounds of anything stepping on branches or fallen leaves. After that, I would sometimes catch sight of her, moving between trees in a flash. Sometimes the rising moonlight would outline her shadow as she stood atop a high mountain. At that time, I thought it was strange. Why hadn't I seen her before? She was always there, after all. I wanted to talk to her, but she would always turn and leave. It was only later that she became willing to talk to me. Much later on, she would take me up very high mountains and into very deep forests. She asked me a lot of questions, and in exchange, she told me lots of stories. In the beginning, Chaoying village was a nameless, barren mountain, and the rivers had a real temper. Sometimes they'd flood, and other times they would all but wither. And on that barren mountain, she made two friends, a fish and a snake. But later, the snake was cut into pieces, and the fish sank into the sea, and then only Bluey was left. Thank you, little Mao. Also, don't tell anyone about my friend, alright? Of course we won't. You seem quite familiar with this friend of little Mao's, Fujin. Indeed, but that was all in my past life. Many, many years have passed since I could no longer move freely. I suspect that I might not recognize her any longer, though from little Mao's words, she might not have changed too much. Past life? Perhaps that is not the most accurate way to phrase it. I did not utterly perish, but I did lose my original form, and my strength and wisdom dissipated along the spirit veins. This is also why I invited you and Harley to Carp's Rest. If we were not there, I would not even have a form to show you or a voice with which to speak to you. It is thanks to you that I've been able to slowly regain my previous strength. Coming here and once more seeing these scenes with my own eyes, meeting old friends from the past, and more importantly, making new friends. I'm very glad. How did you die? My memory is of that have grown foggy. The Herblord and I were both servants of another god, and it was I that organized the Range Aid rite, administering the rivers and mountains for our lord. As for the other, she was as she is, a beast, wild and free. So, what I remember from Baiju's story quest, which admittedly was like almost a year ago, Changsheng was found by like like a previous master of a master of a master of Baiju's, like on the verge of death, and in order to sustain her life force, she entered into a contract. So, like, whatever happened, I'm assuming maybe it was during the Archon War, unless they already said that and I'm stupid. Yeah, like, the two of them died, and then Bluey, as it were, was left to kind of roam. In those peaceful days, I also climbed waterfalls to Mount Altsong and Mount Hulao, and there I met with the Adepti, whose powers and wisdom far eclipsed mine. Of course, that was all before the war. Our Lord was not a heinous being by any means. Once upon a time, she made many dreams come true. If there was any evil, it was the Archon War itself. What happens next needs no further explanation on my part, I'm sure. Wonder who the Lord was. You talked about how you and Herblord defected. That's right. That might have been the bravest thing we've ever done. Our Lord had all but gone mad, seeking the position of a god who may rule this world, or perhaps seeking survival. Either way, she lacked the power to overcome Morax. So in a final, desperate gamble, she caused the Bishui River to flood, hoping to destroy everything downstream. Of course, she knew what that would mean for Chenyu Vale and its people. Went mad with a lust for power. Whoa, but Paimon thinks that's something you should never ever do, period. Perhaps that's just what war does to people. Either way, that was our final adventure as a trio of friends. Ling Yuan attacked people with her familiars, herding them to the shelter we had prepared. Herblord fought against our mistress, while I climbed Mount Lingmong and hurled the votive rain jade into the rising waters. Of course, that wasn't a proper rain jade rite. It was simply the release of the adeptal energy stored within the jade pendant to have the earth open its maw and swallow the rivers, and allow the jade mouth to grow and stabilize the flow. Whoa, what happened next? Didn't Little Mao tell you how it all ended? Yeah. That's right. Wait, really? When? Alright, that's enough about the past. We should get back to performing the rite itself. True, but what about the golden carp? Isn't that what we're looking for? In truth, you've already found it, as with the previous one, and that's how I was able to appear before you. It's just that I miss the scenery here a bit too much, so I couldn't help but have a long chat with you all. After all, your sense of time and mine are not the same. You won't tarry long once your objectives are complete, will you? As such, I apologize. Please forgive my capriciousness. Oh, so you were inside the teapot.
Perhaps one should.
Though my power is still a far cry from how it was in the past, thanks to your aid, I have regained much strength. Thank you. Next, we need to perform the ceremony. What effects will it have? It's been thousands of years since we last performed it, and the mountains, rivers, and spirit veins have all changed a great deal. But if all goes well, the votive rain jade will resolve the issue. Well then, let's begin. The Suani is gonna fight back. We're probably gonna have to fight it like the boss form. Whoa. The fog's dissipating. Whoa, what's that? Huh, it's just like in the mural. Do you remember, Paimon? The one with the two golden people and something in between them. Wow, you're really impressive, little Mao. Paimon didn't remember that at all. Behold, the sacred mountain. In my era, to merely climb it was already to transgress, but the ancestral inhabitants of this place are gone, and the communing path lies waste and broken. Who shall judge us now? That is where the spirit veins of Chenyu Vale converge. Through it, I can transmit my adeptal energy throughout the Vale, restoring its water and its soil. We are only one step off from achieving our goal. Are you prepared, Harley? Let's do this. Indeed. Kinda miss the fog, but... I am glad we get to explore the new bit. Please, come with me. Ah, Fujin? Why'd you turn into a golden carp again? This form makes movement easier. Do you not like it, Paimon? Well, no. Paimon's just not used to talking to a fish. We've talked to weirder things. We've talked to fucking Cloud Retainer in her, like, crane form. She remains determined to restore nature. How could she? Sorry, who now? Oh, is this what Bluey's doing? Let's get rid of the miasma here and move on first. Explanations can wait. Sorry, Ampho. All these guys. Whoa, more fog. Damn, this stuff is cool. I guess this is meant to be Jade. Oh. These guys have fallen over. You guys good? Yep. There she is. She's pretty. Ling Yuan. I perceived it would be you. And I do miss you so, but this really might be a bad time. So Bluey's name is Ling Yuan? Oh. Did I misread who was talking? Don't be like that. Speak with me. The opportunity to speak will come, but it is not now. You know this. I know this, but I cannot allow it. Wait just a while longer. It will end soon. I do not like the things up there, but it does not matter. Just leave it to me, Fujin. Do not come up here. Oh, I think I misread. Yikes, where did these guys come from? Oh.
Right now.
You cannot waste time here, I fear.
Gather.
Lulu and Taimin. Whee. Oh, I want that. Just riding on the fucking cart, bro. Damn, this looks cool. This reminds me of the chasm during Perilous Trail with the compass. I am quite sorry for not being completely frank with you earlier. Though I became aware of it during our travels, I did not wish to believe that my old friend Ling Yuan would be the source of the storm that buffets Chenyu Vale. I actually had an inkling already. You did? When? How did you figure it out? She, Herblord, and I once defended Chenyu Vale together. To think that she would do something so wicked. Her disruption of the spirit veins has caused the miasma to propagate, and the one who stopped me from performing the rite the first time was also her. But Big Sis Fujin, Ling Yuan, isn't a bad person. I know, little Mao. She is your friend, but at this time, she is the greatest threat to Chenyu Vale. If she controls the sacred mountain, she will wield the power to completely alter the land of Chenyu Vale in the blink of an eye. I fear that Ling Yuan has already entered Qiwang Terrace before us. She means to rewrite the flow and path of the spirit veins. We have little time left. Harley, you have mastered the adeptal energy available here in Chenyu Vale. Ling Yuan and her familiars will not be your match. Please accompany me for a time and aid me. For the sake of the people in Chenyu Vale, I will perform a ritual and open up the way to Chiwang Terrace. Please stay by my side and protect me. Okay. What? Oh, hi. Oh.
Solidify.
Right now. Right here. Right now.
Good thing I used Catalyst, huh?
Incinerate!
Can you imagine if someone had like a purely melee team and was like trying to do this?
Boom!
Oh, okay. Hi. Oh wait, they have the oh, go away.
Right here.
They have zip zoomies. Never mind.
Incinerate! Right now. Emerge. Right here.
Stabilize. I will have orders.
Did you know he will have order? Just wondering. Oh shit, okay. Come here please.
Motion to compel.
Oh, he broke through my shield real fucking fast.
Emerge.
Well, Yan phase anyway.
This is order. Solidify.
Incinerate!
Why won't you listen to me? Will you not wait? Your strength is feeble. You cannot match me. But do not worry. You will soon recover. Ling Yuan, say no more. Harley and I will stop you. We will stop this plan to destroy Chenyu Vale. The ritual is complete. The gate to Chiwang Terrace is now open. The world seems to spin for a moment, and when you open your eyes once more, you are already above the clouds. Oh, ley line disorder. When Ling Yuan changes the direction of the spirit veins, miasmic simulacra will be continuously generated. These simulacra will deal continuous damage to nearby characters. When Ling Yuan is gathering hydro or animo adeptal energy, if there are any miasmic simulacra still present, Ling Yuan will gather them all as well to power up that attack. Use adeptal energy to eliminate these simulacra. If all miasmic simulacra are eliminated before Ling Yuan gathers up adeptal energy, the spirit veins will be stabilized once more, reviving all party members and granting them the protection of the spirit veins for a short duration. While spirit veins protection is active, all party members' attack will be increased and they will be continuously healed. Freeze Ling Yuan while she is gathering hydro adeptal energy, and then use shatter, melt, or other elemental reactions to break the ice and briefly immobilize her. Attack Ling Yuan with elemental type attacks that undergo elemental reactions with animo to break the spirit wind pearls she summons and gain the same immobilization effect. Oh wait, I can't change my team, bro? I don't have cryo. Hello? That fucking sucks, dude.
Stabilize.
They should have at least given you the chance to, like, change your team. Bruh.
Have orders.
I don't have cryo, motherfucker.
Seize the skies. Motion to compel. Breath of the flame. Boom! Right now. Emerge. Right now. Nothing lasts forever. Right
Oh.
now. Right now.
Oh, there we go.
Emerge.
Okay. Come on, don't do your thingy again, bro. Oh, there we go. Okay, that wasn't as hard as I thought. Ling Yuan. Human, let me tell you what you shall do. Fire arrows at my heart. If you approach up close, strike me with your sword. I will fight you to the last. You are the only one here who can fight. When I have crushed your neck, I will triumph. No! I don't intend to kill you. Why? I do not understand. You're Fujin's friend.
Fine, you may ask me one question.
You still really care about doing things like that, even though you lost, huh? Then let us exchange questions. Little Mao, do you have any questions? Bluey, why did you have to fight? Can't we all be friends?
You bunch of two-legged. And you, Fujin, you have not the strength to form two legs of your own, yet you wish to walk in their form and speak to me. But how can humans and wild beasts ever be friends?
That's not true, Bluey, you're lying. If that's the case, why didn't you just let those beasts eat me back then? If humans and beasts can't be friends, and you're a beast, you shouldn't have helped me.
My actions are sometimes beyond even my own understanding. You were merely fortunate.
I've noticed that, like, obviously it looks very, like, lion-like. I think it's meant to be, like, a qilin. But it has, like a finned tail. Yeah, like a mermaid tail. It's really cool. Well, why didn't you just eat Mountain as well? She almost bumped into you while lost in the fog at the foot of the mountain. I saw it.
You humans possess such wisdom that even nature submits to your will. In that case, you tell me, why didn't I eat her?
Eh? What kind of question is that? Mount Lyshin is dear to Adeptus Fujin.
Let us just assume you are correct. She has told me much about the Rain Jade rite. Perhaps those memories affected my actions.
You actually remembered everything I told you.
Every year before the rite, you would tell me and that white snake how expectant you were, and how nervous. And after the rite, you would tell us how the festivities were so fun and lively. You would always speak, and I could not help but listen. Only humans forget. I forget nothing. You have cleared this doubt of mine. Now you may ask a question.
Well, Adeptus Fujin, have you any questions? Thank you, Harley. Just a while back, Ling Yuan, I was telling them stories about our past. Why do you wish to wreck Chenyu Vale, which we once fought so hard to protect?
You planted tea trees, promising to enjoy tea with us. This too I remember, but that sort of tea no longer exists. I want to change this land. I want to make it like it was all those millennia ago.
Alright, A, calm down.
You have walked with humans for too long. You have forgotten that you, I, and the snake all came from nature. I knew that you never truly perished, and you did not depart this place like the snake. So I wish to change this place to the form it had when you were born. All these years, I have been slowly adjusting the spirit veins.
Oh, I get it. So that's where the miasma came from.
Correct. Side effects. In the end, the process will change the soil, the waters, and the forests to what they should have been.
Says who, though?
What the soil, waters, and forests should have been? You truly have forgotten the past. The rivers rose and fell with the rains, and their path was not fixed. The tea tree and flowers were not trimmed or cultivated, nor did they exist for humanity. In such an environment, you would regain your old form and frolic once more in the great rivers.
Yeah, see, like, grief has, like, pushed them to do something silly.
You would regain your strength. Spiritual power blanketed the land in those days. The wild shrubs grew thick. Now the mountains and forests are silent, and the shimmering voice of the spring waters, tinkling like jade, can be heard no longer. But you don't understand. You still think you must stop me.
Ling Yuan, I count myself more blessed than most to have lived such a happy life, and in the end, my soul returned to my home. You are the one who does not understand.
Yes, and I have never understood. After you defeated me, you should have taken my territory. You planted tea on my mountain and gave that land to the humans. I do not understand why you did this.
So she was the god?
Chenyu Vale was once but a nameless land, and we were nameless insects, beasts, and fish. I was the master of an uncultivated mountain, and today that place belongs to neither of us. You took a human form and walked among them. You instituted the Rain Jade rite and helped them change the soil and water. I did not understand then either, but I could see how happy you were. The snake changed into a human form and used her knowledge to create medicines and save the sick. I could understand how the agile human fingers could help her do what she wished, but I do not know why it was done. What happened after caused me still more confusion. You fought alongside humans and their so-called gods, and you perished. Humans fighting each other over territory and survival. Now that I can understand. You both belong to the great river and the mountainous forests. You could have chosen to leave them and live on with me. Let that which is human belong to them, and nature belong to nature. Even if our territory were to shrink, we could still live freely. But now you wish to stop me and defend this land subdued by humanity. Answer me. Why?
Ling Yuan, my friend, it is as you say. I do wish to protect them.
Do not answer me with my own question. I was asking you why.
This Ling Yuan might be a beast, but she sure cares about the order of things, huh? I know, that's how I learned so much from her. So you guys were just discussing stuff? In the mountains? Well, not totally. That said, after hearing everything Bluey said about Big Sis Fujin, I thought they'd be happy to meet each other. At first, I was like you. I did not understand humanity, and I did not enjoy their excessive demands and love of hoarding, or their eternal desire to have more than they need, while caring so little for the needy themselves. Trading, wealth, like you, I did not understand these concepts, and did not understand why they influence human joy and sorrow. But across the long years, I have also seen many other things. The cries of children break my heart, and the sound of an old person's shattered memory saddens me, just as I thought it were all a microcosm of these mountains and rivers. Have you noticed them, seen them? The children who wash their little feet in the streams, fishermen laughing beneath the light of the rainbow's arc, the moonlight trysts of lovebirds, their figures painted silver. Humans too are creatures of this land. Just how different is their innocence from ours?
You mean to say that you have chosen to take their side due to these emotions? Not through natural principles or logic, and not due to anyone's orders?
I suspect that Herblord had much the same reasons as I. That said, I'm sure she put it all very differently.
I remain unsatisfied with your answer, Fujin. I do not understand.
Do you not? I think you've understood for a long time. Oh no, she wasn't okay. When our previous god raised the waters, it was you who brought your familiars around to attack the people and drive them to the shelters we had created.
I just wish to help my friends, to make their wishes reality.
Even if doing so meant going against nature and the principles you follow?
Even if it meant going against nature and the principles I follow, I would do so anyway.
Well then, we aren't all that different now, are we? Didn't you also choose your own imposition on account of your feelings?
I am satisfied with your answer, Fujin. Now you may ask a question.
Very well. May I ask the next question, Harley, Paimon? Ask away. Paimon can't really think of any good questions at the moment. Since you've got one, you go right ahead. You acknowledge my answer, acknowledge me, and acknowledge that you made choices based on your own feelings. Now let me ask you.
No, don't ask.
You know what I'm going to ask you, right?
If I needed your help, would you still make the same choice?
That's right. What's your answer?
Yes, I would. Even should another 1,000 years pass, and even if you asked me 1,000 more times, my answer would be the same.
In that case, Ling Yuan, I do in fact need your help. I truly wish to save the people of Chenyu Vale, so please don't stop me from nursing the water and soil, alright?
I promise you, Fujin, you have walked with humans for much time, and have learned their cunning, while I am but a foolish beast. My claws and teeth are sharp, but I am no match for you.
Thank you, Ling Yuan. And thank you, Harley, Paimon, and Little Mao. You've accompanied me for so long, and you've helped me a lot. I wouldn't have made it here without you. I'm happy to have helped you, big sis. I'm so glad that Bluey got to meet you all too. I was so worried when you fought.
You also have my thanks, Harley, Little Mao. It was you who brought Fujin to me, though the circumstances of the meeting were not what I hoped for.
And what about Paimon? Alright then, let us begin. Cutscene. She returned from whence she came. Big Sis Fujin? Big Sis? Where did she go?
Do you still not understand? She used all the energy she accumulated recently to nurse the land.
Wait, if that's the case, does that mean...
Yes, it is as you suspect.
But she struggled so hard to... Though we have now finished nursing the soil and water, the miasma that remains will not disappear immediately, so you'll have to be careful out there. Eh? Sorry, Yumit, for making you all see me like this. It is just as Ling Yuan said. I have completely used up the energy I accumulated recently, and I can no longer maintain my favoured form. Ah, Paimon thought that... What's wrong? Nothing. Paimon's glad you're still here, Adeptus Fujin. Seriously, Ling Yuan.
What about me?
As long as you're still here, Adeptus Fujin. Though my form is as it has become, I am far more comfortable than before. At first I was trapped at Carp's Rest, and could only reminisce about the outside world through the scent of the tea offerings. If I had not met you and Paimon, people of such compatibility with the spirit veins, I would have had none but my shadow to talk to, much less be able to leave Carp's Rest. Thank you for your concern. Please forgive me, but I must depart now. I'll need a bit of rest. And another thing, Ling Yuan.
Speak. What else would you have me do? Or not do?
Nothing. I just didn't get to say this due to the circumstances that prevailed before, but it's so good to see you again.
I know. Thank you all.
Eh? Where did that one come from?
I should thank you all for bringing her back. Safe, smooth and slippery. Even the way in which her fins move is the same as I remember. Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember.
You sure have a strange way of remembering people. Or fish, whichever.
I do not know how you did it, nor why you were able to obtain her adeptal energy. All these thousands of years, and I never once heard her voice.
It might be due to Harley's unique constitution. Yeah, I'm a descender, bro.
I see. However, I am but a foolish beast. Even if I wanted to see her again, I would not know of a better way. I could only spend thousands of years clumsily imitating her methods, regulating the spirit veins in this land. I am quite stupid, and I only knew this method, and so I did it. It was akin to scooping every droplet from a rushing river, or every grain of sand from the vast desert. I knew as well that she would not smile as she once did, even if these mountains returned to how they once were. She, I, and the snake once laughed and swam happily here. Those days will never come again. She loves humanity too much, even more than she loves herself. Had I succeeded, she would only hate me. But that would not have mattered to me, so long as she could regain her form and swim free once more.
And Paimon thought you were more concerned about nature. Damn, gay.
Of course I care. A land untamed by humans, a land of wild beasts. But that is a different subject from the matter of Fujin. If she thinks that a land tamed by humans is better, and that the strange tea leaves grown on such land taste superior, then I shall do what pleases her. So thank you.
You're welcome. Well, speaking of that, Paimon's curious. What did the tea leaves taste like in the past?
When the land changed before, the tea leaves' flavour was much closer to what it was in the past, apart from some differences due to human influence.
Wait, so you mean that the weirdly flavoured tea cakes we had were... In that case, I prefer the current flavour profile.
Tea leaves cultivated by humanity will be more to their liking, of course. What I do not understand is Fujin's tastes. If the snake was here, we could ask for her opinion, but perhaps her tastes have also become strange from spending so much time with humans. Before you go, Harley, I have one final question for you. Those that come from nature will, for some reason, go against nature, against the laws nature originally followed. Will humans also go against humanity, against the principles they initially followed, for certain reasons?
Feels like a Conrian reference. Yes.
Thank you. I have received the answer I desired. Well then, little Mao, Harley and Paimon, We shall meet again.
Alright then, see you later, Bluey. Also, remember to take care of Big Sis Fujin. She seems kind of weak right now, so she could use some extra care.
I will. Farewell.
Please wait, Ling Yuan. I have a question for you as well.
Ask then. I do owe you that.
If human activities are part of the laws of nature, how would you view humanity?
A strange question. In the distant past, they were indeed part of nature, but they are so no longer. That is because... No, I need to give this question more thought.
God damn it!
Next time we meet, I will give you my answer.
And we never saw them again. You're back. We were just saying that good rainfall is bound to bring good tidings. And what do you know, dear guests? You've arrived, right on time. How did it go? Well, I trust. Tell us all about it. We were able to clear the source of the anomalies. So you met the legendary Carpodeptus? Oh my, as one would expect of the young miss of the Feiyun Commerce Guild. You really do have friends in high places. It was a piece of cake for me. Anyway, your soil and water problem should be solved now. Oh, Laura, just what did I say? I told you it was a problem with the soil, but you wouldn't listen. If it wasn't for their help, we'd still be tealess come next year's lantern rite. Regardless, thank you both for your help, honored guests. With your help and the protection of the Carpodeptus, I'm sure our village will surely see a great harvest of tea leaves this coming year. Ah yes, please take these. Take it as a token of our thanks. Right, Paimon almost forgot. We came across this kid during our adventures. Is he from the village too? Hee Uncle Le, I'm back. Well, if it isn't you, little Mal. Finally have a mind to come back, huh? Eh? You don't seem worried at all. And what is there to fret about? This kid runs around in the mountains all the time, and he always comes back safe after getting tired. If you ask me, there's been an Adeptus looking after him in secret all along. You know, maybe that might have even been said Carpodeptus. I've said it before, that wasn't an Adeptus, it was Bluey. Alright, little Mao, don't argue with Law here. He's just pretending to know what he's talking about. Come by my place later, I'll make you some egg custard. Woohoo! Egg custard! Humph, and now you pretend to be a good person. That's harsh. Wait, what do you mean pretending to know? In any case, I don't really know how to repay you, dear guests. If you should need any help in the future, Chaoying Village will be there to lend you a hand. Woo! We completed it. I'm kind of pleasantly surprised we were able to complete it in, whereas, some of the other world quests and other regions that shall remain yet unnamed took a lot longer than that. Harley and Paimon, you're here. Huh? Ling Yuan? Why are you over here? This is where we left her. Because I can't get in. Can't get in? Where can't you get into? Carp's Rest, where Fujin is resting. God, I can't get my voice as low as I had it really low when I was voicing her last stream. Carp's Rest. Oh, you mean the place Fujin dragged us off to way back when?
It is an abode sealed by her adeptal energy. I don't have her adeptal energy. Thus, I cannot go to her.
Huh? But you didn't mention anything before she went back to rest.
It escaped my mind.
Bit late now, Bluey. Yeah, how could you forget something as important as that? Really now?
It is because I am a slow-witted beast. Seeing her, I think of many things, and forget many things. It is my fault.
Can we talk about, by the way, how gay she is for Fujin? Because I didn't know that I was gonna get gay furry action in my video game this patch, but I'm so grateful.
The adeptal energy you possess is sufficient to open the gate of Carp's Rest. So yes, I need your help.
Huh? Wait a sec, so you've been waiting here for us this whole time? Yeah, for days. I keep seeing her there and I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't talk to you yet. Fujin is a fish. Oh, okay, furry, scaly, gay, then. God damn it.
I was not waiting for you. I was looking for a way into Carp's Rest.
That seems like pretty much the same thing to... anyway, we're a bit worried about Fujin's condition too, so why don't we go see her together?
Fine. Thank you both. Follow me.
Honestly, I originally gave her a deep voice because I thought she was male, and she looked kind of like foreboding, and so I was like, oh, let me give her like a deep, majestic voice. But then she turned out to be a girl. But I guess girls can have deep voices. She's a fucking Cheeland lion thing, so. Oh. That makes sense. But sorry. Oh, this place. Oh, when you first go to Chenyu and you get taken here. Oh, wait, that makes sense. That makes sense. Ah. The math is mathing. Karatani is so pretty. She really fucking is. This is the place. The door is open. Just go on forward. Now that you mention it, when she brought us here before, we could never open this seal. Power requires familiarity. Her power is no exception. Ooh. Things. Doesn't seem like it. I will never not be able to just like stop doing the whee like everywhere with her. She's so fun. Huh? Harley, Paimon, and Ling Yuan. Why did you all come here? Whoa, that's Fujin's voice, and it's coming from down below? Ling Yuan is a little worried about you. I am not. I just... Yeah, Ling Yuan's been so worried about your health that she can barely speak, so we just came here without giving you a heads up. But you did the same thing to us first, so Paimon thinks we're square now. Huh? Ah, sorry. When I returned here to rest, I think I forgot to unlock the entrance. I am so sorry. You came here to see me, but I made things harder for you instead. Oh, it wasn't much of a hassle. But why are you, hiding in a puddle? She's a fish! Paimon, she's a fucking fish! How should I put it? Because I can't return to the form I prefer yet, and with you guys always seeing me in my carp form, I can't help but feel a bit embarrassed. You are aware that we've already seen it many, many times, right? But before, I could turn back into human form whenever I wanted, so I thought moving around as a carp was just a matter of convenience. But now, all I have is the slick and slippery self, so I find it a bit... Whoa, that's a bit of a strange thing to be so insistent about. But, look, she's just having gender dysphoria about being a fish. It's fine. But anyway, all that matters is that you're okay. But Ling Yuan said that your adeptal energy wasn't consumed. It was just dispersed around the mountains, forests, and rivers of Chenyu Vale, and that's why you've been weakened so much. So if we were to collect the scattered adeptal energy, just like when we were finding the golden carp in Yaodi Valley, then you get better, right? Yes, at least in theory that's correct, but... Right? So if we see similar carp, we should just bring them back here. That way you'll recover much faster. That would be far too much trouble for you. My power is not yet that feeble. If I simply rest here for some time, it will be enough. It's a typo. It's not that much of a hassle. Yeah, I might get primos from it. We'll just keep our eyes peeled if we run into any. Thank you then. However, I really don't want to trouble you anymore on my behalf. You've already done so much for me. If the two of you should happen to find any more adeptal energy during your travels, please simply transfer it into the Jade here. Though balance has been restored to the water and soil, if we can add more power to the rain jade, we can ensure favourable weather and prosperous years to come. And what about you? Really now, I already told you, all I need to do is rest here for a bit. They are so fucking homosexual, bro. Harley, Paimon, I really am quite grateful and quite happy that you came to visit me. This is the first time anyone has come here since Herblord left. And thank you as well, Ling Yuan. I have done nothing worthy of your thanks. All right, enough of that. Then just think of it as me thanking you for bringing Harley and Paimon here. Really now. And lastly, let me say thank you once more, Harley and Paimon, for all you have done. Wow, what do you know? We've already collected so much adeptal energy already. No more than to be expected of one such as I, the young lady. Hey, that bit's long since over. Quit talking like that. According to what Fujin said before, all this adeptal energy should be used on the votive rain jade. That way, Chaoying Village can reap the results next year. When that happens, Paimon will have Uncle Law prepare all kinds of amazing food for her. Let Paimon think. Like tea cakes, squab, braised meatball, honey char sui. No, honey char siu. Ooh, and tea brew perhaps? Oh right, and Chenyu brew of course. Paimon's got to write all this down. Eh? Wait, who's there? Fujin? Sorry about that. I didn't scare you, did I? You can assume human form again. Yes, did one not say that one was not seriously injured and needed merely the briefest of rest to return to my favoured form? Thank you both for gathering all that adeptal energy for the rain jade as I rested. Next year's bountiful harvest will in no small way be thanks to your efforts.
"'Tis but a piffling trifle for one such as I, the young lady. Though now that you're back to your human form and don't need to lock yourself in that super dark place anymore, what do you plan to do next?"
Yes, I haven't given much thought to that yet. Perhaps I should just walk around and have a look? Have a taste of today's teas, listen to today's operas, see the people of today. I am sorry. I keep emphasizing today as though I'm some sort of horrid antique. Though I really do like that word. The things I couldn't do in the past, I can do today. The things that couldn't be achieved before, all those promises that couldn't be kept, they can all be made real today. And then I'd like to go to the Gwali Assembly and have a look, and then to Liyue Harbor to see the people there, meet all those lovely folks they described, and of course, I'd like to see Herblord again.
Want me to bring you around?
Yeah, Paimon remembers that you said something about not leaving clear water for too long, and needing to use the adeptal realms and teapots to travel long distances. Thank you for remembering that, and thank you for being willing to help me. However, I would still like to stay in Chenyu Vale a little bit longer and enjoy the sights and sounds of my home. As for long-distance travel, let me think. Perhaps I should wait until little Mao is all grown. That's way too long. I'm joking. Anyway, I do plan to stay here for a bit and see if I can convince Ling Yuan to go on the trip with me. All right, Harley, one more thing before you go. You went through quite a lot on account of both myself as well as Ling Yuan. My adeptal energy is slowly recovering, so please allow me to give you a genuine blessing of protection for the road ahead. Pluck your best teas and toast me as the dew hangs on the sedges, as smoke swirls amidst the leaves. The times wear on, yet the years grow peaceful. Such thoughts I nurse in my heart and vow to never forget. On our times together I ponder, in comfort and happiness, and on my zither I play, till you shall return. That should do it. All set now. Thank you. Well then, once again, thank you, Harley and Paimon. Thank you for everything you've done for me, and for Chenyu Vale. The ancient rain jade ablation has now been completed, and the once scattered adeptal energy has now been concentrated in the soil and water veins. Now Chenyu Vale will enjoy clement weather in the years to come, with promises of abundance and fortune.